right, welcome back. Okay, so we finished all the Zelda stuff. I want to work on just a few specific things that kids have asked us about, and these are very useful. Okay, so we have this little game here. You are this airplane. Now you were trying to avoid every enemy ship, and you can see here on the right there's a timer. That is how long you have to survive for. And here's your health. Watch as I get hit, it goes down just a little bit. Down, 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 and then what do you think when you run out of health? Boom, you lose, play again. So for those of you who have done our courses, a lot of this game is set up similar to the fish game, but this is just a customization you can take off of that. And I like these little high intensity timer games. Let's see if I can pass it. So you're gonna have to watch for 30 more seconds, but you guys watch Minecraft for hours. So this is just random. We happen to have a good little sequence, hands-free, where they're just not coming down the middle. That's funny. Now you'll notice the ships come in random times, random speed, random size. Random numbers are awesome. There is lots you can do with them, and they are useful and solve many of students' questions. I just have to survive for, oh gosh, 5 more seconds, 3 more seconds, 2, 1, boom, you win. Now, you can still play after you win because we actually don't reset anything, and then you lose. All right, well, let's get into the code. How do you build a timer? How do you look at stopped at 0? How do you make this button come up? And how do you do the health bar? That's what we're going to be working on. Okay, so in this code, you'll notice I'm not starting completely from scratch because a lot of this code is stuff you've seen before. Here we have a background image. It is the size of our game window. Here's the player and all his properties. This is almost exactly from the fish game. Here's we push right, he goes right, left goes left. Now you maybe have not seen these face things. This is something we used earlier on, but we decided to just go to vanilla JavaScript. This face right matches up with this flip images, so it'll do right. Whatever image you put here, that's what it will take and replace that method with. But we just do a set image now. Anyway, what we need to do is, okay, here's the interval. So I do want to go over this for a second. Here is the enemies coming in. And you'll notice all of these random numbers. You can change this random number. This is his speed, so to speak. Here is his size, so to speak. And then where's his location? Oh, move to negative get width, and then a random location. And then the clamp is just so that he doesn't only half show up and you have like an enemy at the top of the screen. You can only see like a little wing. This clamp function makes sure that we always have the whole object in view. Okay, so these are the 3 random places. Now again, here's a random number between 0 and 1. If that number is larger than 0.5, then run this code. If it is smaller than 0.5, so this just generates a new random number every 400 milliseconds. So we'll get a new number, and if it's less than 0.5, or if it's greater than 0.5, this code runs. If it is less than 0.5, then the else statement runs. Okay, so that's the whole game. Now, once I save this game and I load it up in the browser, there's nothing going on. So we've saved it, we built it to this point. No collisions, no timer, no health bar, no problem. Let's get those built in. Okay, so let's start with the timer. So I'm just going to make a variable timer, and you can set it for any number of seconds you want. We're going to say 37 seconds. And now we're going to create another variable called countdown. So this countdown variable is actually going to be the text. Okay, so we're going to do a new text so we can make the text say whatever we want. And we're going to put plus timer, comma, this is the size of the text displayed, and let's do a color. I like to use the color white when I can. Okay, so there is our timer right there. Now we need to tell the countdown to do that. In order to, let's move it to where we want. So we need to go countdown.move to, actually let's go countdown right, and then I'm just going to offset it to -10. So it's going to flush it all the way to the right side of the screen, and then we're going to backtrack 10 pixels. So that'll work just fine. Okay, so now we need to make this timer decrease every second. So the way that you do that is let's make a set interval function. Okay, now if I put comma 1000, that means everything inside of here will run every second. So it's really convenient for something that you want to decrease every second. Now, the set interval function will never stop. So once it hits 0, it'll just go -1, -2, -3. So we're going to assign a variable to this set interval function that we can clear it later. Basically, stop it, delete it, keep it. It stops it from running. Okay, so in this interval function, the first thing we want to do is we want to go timer minus minus. The very first thing that happens is this goes down by 1. Now we need to update the our text so that people know. So the computer would say, cool, it went down by 1, but we haven't changed our display. This right here will change the display. So this is just going to be this part right here. So I'm going to copy this, and there we go. It'll just update this timer part. Okay, so now is where we create the if statement. So if timer is less than or equal to 0, okay? So if it's less than or equal to 0, then we're going to create a button, and this button, so if it gets, basically if the timer reaches 0, they survived, okay? And so we're going to create a new button that says winner, play again, okay? And that button will create a function, and inside of this function, so what happens when they click on the button, I'm just going to do a simple window.location equals the name of this project, which is space survive, or basically it's just going to reload this page. And we have to do this in quotes because space survivor is an actual file, it is not a variable. Okay, so now that we have that built, the next thing we want to do is center the button. Oh, that is not how you spell center. So center the button. Now notice we are outside of the function brackets, so this button will get centered, and then if it rolls down to 0, we want to clear this interval. We don't want time going in anymore. So the function, the built-in method, and this is just built-in JavaScript, clear interval time. Beautiful. Okay, so here's our timer. Let's see if it works. So we're going to come right here, and there goes our timer, 37, 36, 35. I should make the timer, just so you could see it clear, we're going to make the timer be 3 seconds. Just so you can prove that, okay, is this clear working? 3, 2, 1, boom, winner, play again. 3, 2, 1, winner, play again. Perfect. Okay, so we'll make that 37 now. Okay, so the next thing that we want to build is we need to get ready the, gosh, why can't, oh, the health bar. Let's do the health bar. Okay, so the health bar is going to have a couple of different, well, it's really going to have one variable, and that is going to be a pixel count. This is the way that I built it in here. There's a million ways to do it. So let's just call this health pixels, and let's set it equal to 200, a nice even number. So you'll see what I'm going to do with this. Basically, every time you get hit, we're going to shorten the pixels. So that wasn't an image you saw. That was actual just CSS with JavaScript built in that. So we have our health pixels, and now let's make the text. And we'll just call it health. So the text is going to say health, and then the height is going to be 20, and we'll make it white. Now we're not going to move it anywhere, so it'll just be in that left side. So it'll just be in that top left corner. So if we right now saved it, you'll see, oh, I haven't told it to display. That's right. There's no styling behind it right now. I should not have done that. Okay, so we have our health, and now we need to build the CSS. So we're just going to add some properties. So to do CSS properties, if you know CSS, then you'll know what a style tag is. And to have JavaScript access this object, we say access the object's node, add a style to it. That style is going to be height, and we'll just make it 20 pixels tall. Okay, so then the next thing we're going to do is health.node.style. I'm going to copy this because I'm going to need it a few times. .width. Okay, and the width is going to be our health pixels plus, we want them to be in pixels, px. So there we go. The next thing, actually that was the last one I needed. Health.move to, I'm going to get it off the corner just a little bit. Oh, and then let's do .background color equals red. Okay, so now let's see what happens. So we should just have a health bar there. There it is. And nothing happens with it, right? We just have a health bar. Very cool. Okay, so we need to build another interval function. So that, no, we don't need an interval function. Well, no, we don't need an interval function. We need a onHit. Okay, so we need to make the collision. sgs.onHit, and this onHit will be between the player. Hopefully I just called them enemies. What did I call them? Enemy. enemy. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to do the enemy, and that's going to create a function. Okay, and so inside of here, X will represent the player, Y will represent the enemy. So let's go y.destroy, boom, there we go, and then let's go health pixels minus equals 20. So every time you get hit, we're going to take away 20 pixels, which means you would be able to survive 10 hits. If we did 40, you'd have to, you could only get hit 5 times. Now the way that we do that is this number needs to be directly divisible by that. I guess not necessarily, because we can make the if statement handle it. But we need to go we need to update the width. So we're going to go width equals health pixels plus px. Perfect, just like that. I'm going to get rid of those spaces for no reason, then I just want them gone. Okay, so now we're going to go if our health pixels is less than or equal to 0, then what do we want to happen? We want to destroy the ship, and we want to, do we want to create an explosion? I think I have an explosion GIF in there, so let's just do it. Equals images, and I think it was called explosion.gif underscore C200. That's all from memory. We could check right there, but I want to see if my memory's right. Okay, so then we're going to go explosion.move to, and we're going to move it to x.x, x.y. So this would be the player's x coordinate and the player's y coordinate. So the explosion will just happen wherever he's at. Now, since we built that explosion, still inside of here, wait, we don't need to do anything with the explosion yet. We're going to let that explosion happen, and we are going to create another button. Just use this button here. Okay, so same things needs to happen. So this is if we win, and this is if our health goes all the way away. All the way away. So if we lose all of our health. So here we have var button equals you died. They didn't die, it's virtual. You lost. Play again. Okay, and it would reset it. There we go, we'll center it. Now this will clear the interval, so how much time was going, the time will now stop. And let's create a little, I'm going to do that up here. So if the explosion goes off, we're going to do a little timeout function, and that timeout function will run for 888, I don't know how long, and we just want to destroy the explosion. Otherwise, since it's a GIF, it'll just keep, whereas the plane only blows up once. So we'll just leave it like that. Okay, let me think if that's it. I think we're good. Let me save this. Let's go refresh, and let's see what happens. Okay, so if I get hit, look at our pixels going down. Boom! You lost. Play again. And the timer stopped. So that clear interval works. Now let's see if I can survive for 30 seconds. 37 seconds. So now, to make this more challenging, you obviously could make a hit do more damage. You could make the size of the spaceship larger, your player, so it's harder to avoid things. You could decrease the health, make the timer less, make more enemies, make the enemies higher and lower speed so they can come out faster, so their low speed isn't super slow, although the super slow ones are also in the way a lot. I win this a lot. It's hard to beat. This is actually really good skill. Okay, and we won. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. That's how you do an easy way to do a health bar, a quick way to do a timer. Hope that's helpful. You can go on our website. If you go to simplycoding.org, I will have this video posted along with the code. You can download the code and you'll be able to play the game and make sure that it works just how I said it was. So if you go under kids, we have coding demo videos. Again, these are just fun little videos we made. I made a reference that we finished our Zelda series. So we built a little Zelda game and it took like 5 videos, it looked like. So anyway, that was a lot of fun. We have some Space Invaders. So the foundation of everything we're doing, we're just customizing in these videos. We're just having fun with JavaScript. The foundation of everything we're doing is in our JavaScript class. So if you wanted to do our free trial, well, a 14-day trial, you'd be able to do that JavaScript class, see if you like it, understand this code that we're starting these games with, and then these videos make a lot more sense, and then you'll be customizing your own game. And once you customize your own game, please send them to us, because I also have a place called the Code Dungeon. And inside the Code Dungeon is where we put games that kids have built. This one's really fun. All of these are fun. These are all great ones. We have Hangman, we got Suave Hades, we got all sorts of stuff. So these are games kids build. Customize one, send them to me. I want to post them. Enjoy. I hope you guys are doing well during this forced homeschool time. Have fun, guys.